All right. Let us see if we succeeded in getting this going the first time in 2020. Because wouldn't that be something? Come on. Show me the thing. Yay! Have we succeeded? It appears that we have. Yes. Patrick, hi! Can you hear me okay? All of that is happening? Oh boy, looks like the table is gonna be bouncy today. And then there's a Gary. Happy New Year, friends! Yay! I'm so excited to see you guys. I've missed you. It's been a really long time. Tell me all the things. What's going on? Naglis, hey! And then there was a Brian. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so stoked you're all here. This is just awesome. I am enthusiastic today. I was just saying right before you came on that I've missed you guys so much, and it's really nice that so many of you are here. This is just totally fabulous. It is a proper reunion, true story. Also, Brian, I owe you an apology about getting to see you this trip. So we got to the UK and everything was cool. Dave and I reunited. It was really good to see him. And we went to my bucket list restaurant, had an amazing night. And the next day we went to go pick up our rental car and discovered that our rental car could not leave the UK. Every other member of the EU, if you rent a car through like Enterprise or Alamo or whatever, you can take that car all around the EU. You're not restricted. But in the UK, you can only take the cars through the United Kingdom. And so we had plans to come and see you. We had plans to go to France for New Year's. And all of that got completely turned on its head inside of about 20 minutes. And it occurs to me that I don't think I messaged you to let you know that. So my apologies. I'm a horrible human being. But we ended up kind of cavorting around England and Scotland for longer than we expected. And yeah, right? That's definitely Brexit for us. Like, that was absurd. So yeah, we just ended up tooling around Scotland and England for longer. Got to see friends of ours who lived there for a few more days, which was really lovely. Um, and then yeah, that was it for the trip. So I go back in April, and it looks like we're going back to the Scottish Highlands for that week, and I am really excited about it. The Scottish Highlands are so beautiful, and I would go back there in a heartbeat, so I'm super grateful that we are. Schengen Union. I don't know what you're talking about, Naglis. No, not commission work today, Patrick. This is going to be the Patreon map for January. Seeing as how I have not yet started that particular project. Yeah, I know. I was hoping too, because it was just, I was really excited to get to meet people. It would be really fabulous to meet you and Dexter. So hopefully another trip once we can make this happen. But yeah, I just felt like a jerk because I didn't let you know that there had been a change in plans. So I had seen a map laid out like this on Instagram by Thomas Ray. I don't know if you guys follow Tom Ray maps, but you should be because they are absolutely spectacular. Um, and this had been done. And then there was a John! Yay! But anyway, it was kind of really beautiful with this compass rose squared in the middle and then the landforms around it. And radial lines. I've never drawn a map like that, so I figured I wanted to give it a try and kind of see how it went. So that is what I'm up to right now. I'm trying to decide if it's going to be a watercolor map or just a black and white map. I don't know. I'm really, really loving doing watercolor stuff, so I feel like that's probably the direction I'm going in. I am not practically American. You take that back. That's a real good way to get on my bad side. I have my own culture and my own country. Thank you very much. No offense, John. Okay, that makes more sense and I will forgive you. I had so many people on the trip like, oh, you're American. No, I'm Canadian. Just putting that out there. Brian. Although apparently I have such a neutral accent that it was confusing for people who were like, yeah, you are American. And I'm like, no, definitely not. So yeah, that was a thing. Oh yeah, I definitely blame Canada. That was such a great skit. Such a great skit. I think I need to do some more research into what archipelagos look like, because I'm seriously just guessing. Kind of not loving this 4 segments business I've got going on over here. It's a very memorable song. But yeah, I figured I'd better do a geography map because I'm pretty sure my Patreon wouldn't want the Necromancer's Lair that I've been working on. Although they may get it anyway, just as a bonus. I'm having a lot of fun with that necromancy layers. They are fancy pelagos, it's true. It's very true. I did an art trade with a friend of mine over the break. Well, it's my side of it's not done yet. They made me a cloak for going to like Ren Fair stuff, and it's beautiful. I love it. And I'm making a collection of compass roses for them, which I'm super stoked about. So expect to see some pretty fancy compass roses. They're gonna go into like a collage frame, so that there'll be a handful of them all displayed together. I think that'll be fun. Oh, that'll be fun, Naglis. The dimensions that I'm working on for this map, I don't know specifically what they are, but they're one of the A dimensions. Tim Stokes, again, another person that I follow on Instagram, and if you guys aren't following him, you should be because his work is fabulous. I won some prints from him last year, and he's from Australia, I believe, and so he works in an A format, which is different than what we have in North America. So I actually just traced the edges of one of his prints this morning to try and work in a different ratio and see what I think of it. it's interesting. Um, I think I'm a fan. So I think I want my mountains to come through here. Another run down here, maybe. Is my mic in my camera? Yes. Why do you ask, Gary? Yeah, this is the rose, right in the middle. Is it making it hard to hear me? Oh, that makes sense. I'm sorry. I do have a fancier independent microphone. I just haven't figured out how to get it mashed into the platform I'm using to broadcast the stream. I can try and tinker with that a little bit more in the next couple of days. I'm wondering about porting my stream over to Twitch. Or simultaneously broadcasting or whatever. You guys know me, technology, not my forte. But that could be something to pursue this year. I got home and Myrna had given me coffee for my birthday. And so there was a parcel waiting for me at the post office. And oh my goodness, the coffee is just lovely. Like, it's so different from what I normally drink. And I'm enjoying it so much. It's great. Okay, what stage of this game do I want to be in? Inking, I guess. I think I need a few more islands in here. No, I don't like that one. Yay. I really love that you guys like being here. What are kibbins, Naglis? Tea is amazing. It absolutely is. I'm a big tea drinker. I just tend to drink coffee in the mornings. Mead is pretty early in the morning though, don't you think, John? 2 more steps than you're up to, that's fair. I'm trying to decide about the border. I want it to be for matting, but I also am really interested in trying to do more elaborate borders. I've seen a few in the last like month or so while I've been traveling in museums and stuff that I thought were just gorgeous. So, kind of inspired to give it a shot. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet because like I feel on some level it's also kind of cheating because it takes away so much space on the map. But I think maybe I've got to get my brain around that being a different set of words. Hey Laura, how are you? It is noon somewhere, John, you're not wrong. Any particular motif? I don't know for sure right now. In theory, I've got a map coming up in February that's a really, really huge commission project. I'm just waiting to hear back as a confirmation from the client. And I think that they want a more elaborate border. So just the idea of even working in that space and coming up with a repeating motif and how do you navigate that is something that I think I just need to practice. I'm kind of loving stained glass everything right now, so possibly something kind of radial in that direction. Not really sure right now though. Those pastries sound delicious, Naglis, by the way. It's looking more and more like I can no longer eat wheat, which is incredibly depressing. So whenever you guys have wheat things, enjoy them extra much for me, please and thank you. I'm glad to be back. Sorry about not streaming last week. It just, oh man, I was still so incredibly worn out from the trip. I had a really good time, don't get me wrong, but there is something so stressful about being a passenger on a right-hand drive car on UK roads that it took me a bit of recovery time to get back here and get into the groove of things again. I think I will have a much easier time in Scotland where there's less traffic than picking up a car and driving it from downtown London because, oh my god, that's a thing I never want to have to do again in my life. Definitely can tell that that place was not designed with cars in mind. To be fair, though, the drivers are really good because everybody knows there's only so much road to go around. But, oof, yeah, that was a thing. I was nervous driving when I got back. I didn't drive in the UK, Dave did, because there's no way. Like, I would have gotten us all killed. Zero chance of success on that particular run. Dave, on the other hand, handled it like a champ. But I definitely was very nervous my first day back driving in Canada because I was like, what if I like turn the wrong way or go down the wrong side of the street? Because I'd had 2 weeks of having to help navigate these very narrow spaces and making sure we were turning the right way in all the roundabouts. And yeah, I was nervous when I got behind the wheel the first time. It's back to normal now, and I think that's like the adequacy of having years and years of Canadian training under your belt, right? But oh man, the first like day or so, I was like, am I sure I'm gonna do this without killing everyone? Because that'd be cool. Yeah, sometimes that's a blessing and sometimes that's a curse. Hey, Patrick? I love it how, like, yeah, okay, you've got a vision. That's great. But, like, I'm still a human and I will do things in a way that doesn't match your brain case because I am not in your brain case. I'm looking forward to this one for February because they have a lot of ideas about what they need covered, but a lot of the land and stuff is not fully fleshed out. So there would be an opportunity for me to really put my stamp on things. And I'm hoping it works out. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think the thing that I'm the most intimidated about, though, is the map is 20 by 25 inches, which will be the largest piece I've ever worked on for cartography. And just when you're doing anything that size by hand, like the margin of error goes up so dramatically for the amount of work you'll have to redo if something gets ruined far into the process. So that part makes me a little nervy, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. I think that there's something, the human element can't be denied when you're dealing with maps, though. Like, I prefer hand-drawn maps because they have more character. I hate to say it because I know there's like technique that goes into Wonderdraft maps and stuff, but they all look the same to me, and my brain just goes, oh, it's a Wonderdraft map, and kind of just ignores it, discounts it. I do find Hexographer something that my brain pays more attention to, though, because I am starting to use it a little bit for planning campaign stuff. But Wonderdraft and Incarnate, my brain just goes, oh, okay, whatever, and kind of zooms by them. And that's really not fair to the mappers that do use those, because it's not like I'm going to be able to give them good advice or any help or whatever, which is something I take pretty seriously. Yeah, Sparling Cotton on 11 by 17. That's going to be fast. I mean, fast is good. Is it going to be color or black and white, Patrick? And does he want it sparse because he's adding stuff to it as he goes? Do you know? Your trees won't be taller than the mountains. You've got that figured out now. Although scale is such a pain in the butt. Gary is very adept at puns. That is a thing in the world. Something we bonded over. Hello, Molly. And the Wolfer. Well, that makes kind of sense then. If he's filling it in as he goes. It's really strange that he's got no water features, like no rivers or anything. Oh, Molly knows I don't love her any less. No rivers and no lakes, hey? Huh. So I guess I'm confused about why he's commissioning it. Nada means that in Spanish, though. English has adopted it from Spanish. Yeah, I guess I'm confused about why commission it. Like, if you're leaving so much of it blank, I mean, not that it's a bad thing. Yay, commissions. That's totally fabulous. But Confused? I need quarter plates. Yeah, excited is awesome. Well, at least he's given himself a month's time to get into it, right? That beats the people that are like, hey, I need this by tomorrow. And you're like, thanks for that. No. Cenobite, as in Jill? Sorry, I know someone who uses that name and I'm curious. I did have a pencil sketch roughed in, a very, very loose one, and then just went in with pen for the coastline and complicated it as I went. I'm not trying to represent any particular geography from the world in this context. I'm just kind of going with whatever I think is looking good to me at the moment. So if there are errors and mistakes, they are mine. I can confirm that. Yeah, you're very welcome. Sorry, I was kind of like, cool, I love that there's someone else using this name now. Welcome. Thanks for popping up and saying stuff. Whereabouts in the world are you from? Cool. Well, thanks for coming by. Super excited that you came. Thanks, Patrick. I think we all kind of, come from our parents. True story. Hi, Naglis. Gary, that reminds me of a Lil Wayne song. Although I completely expect that you do not listen to Lil Wayne. Your mom and the milkman. My mom always used to joke that I was hatched. And given that I'm born in December, I feel like that is just one of those climate improbabilities. But I definitely look like the milkman's kid. I do not look like the rest of my family at all. Actually, that's not true. I have my mother's nose, but I don't have like her coloring or anything. I am the only one with light brown hair and green eyes. Everybody else dark brown hair, dark brown eyes. Everybody tans in the summer, except for me. I freckle. I definitely got my biological father's Welsh heritage. Everybody else takes after my mother's Métis. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to cause problems with the focus. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah, you definitely got the Scandinavian side of things, Laura. That is very true. Circle template, you are my friend. Let us do the thing. Come on now. Oh, did I gank this? Sure looks like I did. Well, now, that's disappointing. Oh, maybe not. Well, yeah, actually, I totally did. What is going on here? Not you, but you. What on earth? Apparently, I was just not paying attention to my lines today. You. Over here. Something like that. Circle templates are the bomb. I am so grateful for them. You're 50% caffeine. Yeah, Circles and I are not having fun with the tracing in ink. I'm pretty sure I have a high Neanderthal count as well, Patrick. Sorry guys, just focused on this for a minute here. Yay! Crests, hey? Did they give you any instructions for that, Patrick? Because, like, that's a lot of crests. I think I'm going to tuck in the borders here so that we can see them on camera. Do-do-do-do-do. Because I would think crests are like something I would want to come up with, because that's related to like houses and politics and even just like the symbols that are on the crests. Like what if your world doesn't believe in diamonds because things that have 4 points are evil, or whatever? What if we only use flowers because of the secret Victorian language of the flowers? Man, I feel like this paper is eating my pens today. Come on. You can do it. Like, it's almost enough to make me go back through my videos and see if I was using microns on this paper before. I'm 100% sure I was. Like, 100% sure. But this is just absurd. Come on. Do I have another 05 somewhere? Nope. How do I only have 105? Okay, well, let's 08 for a minute. These can be a little bit thicker. That's better. Much better. Yay! think the nib just got flat. Yeah, I think I just wore it down too much. Maybe if I rub it out, it'll come back. All right, enjoy your walk. Take lots of good pictures so that I can draw them. I wouldn't say you're a lowly mapper, Patrick. Not at all. Alright, let's erase this pencil, shall we? With the exception of my mountains, because I need to know where those are. This is going to shake the camera a bit, you guys. I'm really sorry. I still haven't got a good armature that's not connected to the desk. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Change it into a different geographic form and be like, nobody look! Nothing to see here. Hey, that looks alright, hey? So I guess question of the day, am I doing black and white or am I doing color? Yeah, color is fun. It's absolutely fun. I think I might. I haven't done black and white in a while. You think it would be much to do a black and white map with just a color and compass rose and border? Because I feel like that might be fun. I do have to decide the border still. You're absolutely right. Okay. Mountain time. Let's do those while we're thinking. Land forms. Yeah, your maps looked really good with just that single color. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Quite a bit, quite a bit. Okay. What pen am I starting with here? 03 maybe? 03 sounds good. Where do I want to start? Saxon, what are you doing? He's making a funny noise. The audio was good, and the lighting was fine. It went over really well, I think, Naglis. Oh man, editing? I'm not up to editing. What you see is what you get, guys. I'm sorry. I'm never gonna get better than this. No, it was. I think he was scratching or something. It wasn't a cricket. It is the wrong season here for crickets. Bob Ross is amazing, for the record. And the afro is actually because he was cheap. He decided he wanted to try and save himself money on haircuts, so he got a perm. And then by the time he got famous, he realized that the afro was part of his signature look and couldn't get rid of it, and it actually annoyed him. I kind of laughed to myself when I found out about that. Guys, I love doing my mountains. They make me happy. I didn't know you needed a mountain style to be hip. Yes, I did see that Terry Jones died. I was very sad. World lost a comedic giant. This is a 0-1 for the shade. I did the main line in a 0-3. I do a lot in 01 and 05 when I'm working smaller than this. I find 01 and 005 to be too fine on watercolor paper. It just chews through my nibs. And that's just expensive because you go through pens a lot faster. I'm starting to try and push myself with pen sizes though into the 05s and up to the 08 because I've seen some gorgeous stuff with like more variable line width and I think I'm just afraid of it. So wanting to kind of expand that boundary, see if I can push past that I'm gonna mess this up brain that I get so often. Yeah, I get that. I do it a lot with shadow lining too. What level are my D&D games? The one that Dave is running for us that I'm playing in, I think we're level 7 or level 8, somewhere in there. We haven't been able to play as much as we want to because he's running the games from Latvia, so sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. The game that I'm running for Charles and Lisa, Charles is level 13, Lisa is level 7. Charles encountered a deck of many things and ended up drawing the level up card really, really early. And so he's been like light years ahead of her for a while. I do have a plan to strip back a bunch of that power. He's basically going to have to sacrifice it in a necromantic ritual to get back the Queen of the Forest that's been abducted. So that should recalibrate the game a little bit and make it feel a bit more level. The problem is I've got two very, very cautious players, and so despite the fact that I've been giving them everything they need to go forward and complete this major quest that they're on, they're both like, we need more intel, we need more intel. And that means they haven't gotten where they need to get yet. And it's like, you guys, come on. Come on. Witcher would be fun. Is that why you're making all the Witcher maps lately, Naglis? What do you know about the setting, Patrick? I'm wondering about maybe starting a Roll20 game like that I would run for people. I just think it could be fun. It's hard to organize people across time zones, though. With chemo? Oh, that sucks, Laura. I'm sorry. That sounds like a super interesting premise, Patrick. I don't know how much I dig it because, honestly, it sounds like Spelljammer. Kind of, sort of. Did you ever play Spelljammer? Spelljammer is a sort of a sci-fi overlay of all of, what do you call it? Like the multiverses for D&D and stuff. So like each of the planets is a different setting. So there's like Greyhawk and Dark Sun and like all of the stuff. But you have seafaring spaceships that take you through space so you can go and encounter these places. It is worth looking up for the art alone. The ships are so beautiful. A lot of them are based on like natural things like a nautilus or a dragonfly or different kinds of fish. And the art is just so incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's worth Googling just for that alone. There was a lot of talk before Ravnica came out for the D&D sourcebooks, that there was rumors that there was going to be a Spelljammer 5e adaptation, and a lot of people were really, really stoked about it, and then Ravnica happened, and everybody was like, wait a second, what? This was not what we were waiting for. So no idea if they are going to come out with a Spelljammer for 5e, but I would be interested in seeing how that goes if they ever did. Dave is a big fan of Spelljammer, and I can't say I'm a convert because we only played like 3 games in the setting, but it looked interesting. That sounds actually kind of interesting. I've never played a Warforged before. That's a template out of Eberron, isn't it? I don't know anything about Eberron. Guess what, friends? It's tiny tree time. Boop. What pen am I using? Brush pen? Is brush pen what we're after? Interesting. Well, you have to let me know how it goes. Because, like, Warforged are really fascinating in terms of, like, damage reduction and how they get back healing and stuff like that. Like, they're not a standard kind of deal at all when it comes to all of that stuff. Sorry, shaky camera. War Machine. No, I've heard of it. I've never even seen the book for it. Like, got nothing, sorry. Oh boy, this pen is no good. Tip is way busted. Alright, we will scatter some forests around and then move to something else. No, I can't say that I have. We could try that. Let's grab the 08. The models are pretty cool. I like it when the models are cool. That's something that I am more and more into as I continue painting minis. What does Dave play? He plays Germans and Canadians. And I think he rolled up a Polish army recently. I know one of the guys he plays against is running Americans. And what else now? I don't remember. I do know I had 30 pounds of Flames of War stuff in my carry-on luggage when I went through the airport, because he wanted me to bring him his army so he could have it in Latvia. Little resin tanks weigh a lot. They do. We haven't had too much trouble with them chipping. Although, like, they don't travel a ton, so it might just be that we haven't had the exposure yet. We'll see how they do on his return trip. But he has, like, the fancy carrying case and stuff, so I'm hoping that helps. Dave's thinking about getting into 40K. There's a pretty decent sized 40K playing population here, which is surprising given just how small this town is. So he was thinking when he got back he might get into it just to have another game. I'm having a lot of fun with the indie stuff and writing and what have you, so I'm not terribly interested in picking up another one. Although if he gets into 40K, I'll probably end up in 40K just because he'll want to do it with me. And I'll end up painting all of his stuff for sure because I'm way better at it than he is. You have Harlequin armies? Because that's the one that I would like try to play, I think. I would like to see them sometime. Yeah, I'm not really a power gamer person myself. And I think, like, gender-wise, that's an even bigger thing for me because it's hard enough when you're female-bodied going into a space. But when you ask a bunch of power gamers to start using they-them pronouns, just things get fucking weird. And I'm not about that. I'm just like, I don't want to fight with you over my right to exist. Thanks. I'm just here to play the game. Why were they horrible to play? Yeah, is that working for you, Patrick? It's working for me too. Good suggestion, thank you. One tank and the rest infantry, hey Neglis? Okay. Things I didn't know. Oh, stretch. Oh, goodness. Think I might need to take a break, guys. It's been a little over an hour and a half, and I think it might be time to call it for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Apparently there are 8 of us on the stream right now, which is super exciting, so hi. Thanks for chilling and talking and keeping me company while I worked on this. And yeah, I will be back to regular streams now. So watch the Facebook page. I'll post it in the mapping group, that kind of thing. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. I'm going to go let Saxon out and get a cup of tea and carry on. So there was 10 at one point, hey? That's totally awesome. Oh, you're very welcome, Patrick. Post progress shots so I can comment on them in the group. Keep you going. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Catch you later.